Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We got some videos for you that have just come in, and we're sharing them with you as fast as possible from around the world. The phenomenon is being seen, and people are capturing it on their cameras every day. So let's get rolling and share the first video clip coming out of Russia. Watch this.
Che cavolo è, ragazzi? Siamo a Villa Abate, a casa mia sulla terrazza. È posato sulla montagna, ragazzi. È gigantesco, che cos'è? L'hai ingrandito, no? Provo a ingrandire un pochettino con il mio telefono, l'immagine è spettacolare, ragazzi. Non mi vede nessuno e non mi interessa, basta che l'ho visto io, ho fatto anche la foto. Che cos'è sta cosa sopra la montagna? Ok, buonanotte, ragazzi. Qui siamo a Villa Abate, faccio vedere anche i palazzi, vedi? Le case. Inquadro di nuovo la situazione. È spuntata una cosa, non so che cos'è. Che cavolo è sta cosa? È spuntata una cosa sotto terra. Che cos'è?
Ma il video.
È gigantesco, ragazzi. Buonanotte. È sopra la montagna. Guardate, mi giro qua. Qua c'è il mio terrazzo, c'è buio, non si vede niente. Ho delle case. Qua c'è una casa. Amico mio. Mi alzo in alto. Guardate cosa vedo là sopra la montagna, ragazzi. Non ci crederete, ma è così. È gigantesco. Gigantesco, ragazzi. Ho rendito l'immagine. Ah, di nuovo questa cosa è spuntata. Sì. A me mi affascinano queste cose. Non mi interessa chi prende la cosa spot, non mi interessa niente se spottano. Buonanotte.
So let's roll this again. I'm adding some brightness contrast, and you could hear it in the voice. It doesn't matter what language it's coming in from. You could hear that they're concerned about what they're looking at. And obviously, if you saw this hovering outside your bedroom window or your porch out at night, you would be concerned as well, whether you would think it's extraterrestrial or possibly some kind of surveillance. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but whatever it is, it seems to be a large object just hovering stationary in the night sky, dead silent. And again, you could hear it from the people on the ground. They have no idea what it is. And I'd appreciate it if anybody speaks Russian out there. Give us a little bit of a dialogue, some translation in the description or right now in the chat. We appreciate that. That's this whole community. We've got some panel members that actually speak the language, but this is breaking right now and we have to get it out as fast as possible. Maybe we'll have a follow-up tomorrow. But at the moment, whatever's going on here, it seems that this video lasts for some time, and that's what I like about it, that it just isn't a quick UFO sighting. This thing is remaining stationary, and I see no manipulation whatsoever. Brett, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is good stuff, Blake. I'm ruling out flares. These things, these lights, they're not dropping out of the sky. I'm thinking this is one large craft, and if it is, it's big. I'll estimate probably the size of maybe 60 to 70 feet, and it does look almost triangular shaped. people could say that this could be the infamous TR3B, and that's a possibility. It almost looks like the sports model kind of its form. I like the way it just stays there, and the eyewitness itself, he's baffled. It seems like he's familiar with the area, and he's trying to get a surrounding look of it. And then he focused back on this amazing object that just seems to hover there without any propulsion.
Absolutely. One thing I could say the possibility is that it could be just a building, just hidden, and all the lights are off, and there's something on top of the building that we're seeing here lit up. But apparently, from the eyewitness statements, I would have to see a daytime comparison to make sure. But if it isn't a building, what is it, guys? That's the big question, and we're sharing it with you. We even have more videos coming in. Look at this. Pretty incredible stuff. Multiple shots coming in from an eyewitness who's a big fan of Third Phase Moon, who recently bought the Psionics, and he was surprised what he captured with his Psionics night vision camera in just a short amount of time. And we're looking at this, and I'm liking these series of videos. It's crazy. Sometimes people just don't look up anymore, but I'm glad C. Furrow has submitted these videos, and he captured these out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. And a lot of these things, he's absolutely fascinated by what he's capturing, and he's digging the work that we do at Third Phase of Moon, and he wanted to submit some of these captures that he's recently caught. Brent, what do you make of what he's capturing? It's pretty cool stuff. This one definitely resembles a TR3B. I'm not seeing any FAA lights on it. It's triangular in shape.
What I like about it is that he's keeping an eye on the sky like everybody should, and he's capturing anomalous objects. It's hard to tell what we're looking at, but they do seem to be traveling in formation. I like that he spends the night out there and really takes a time to capture these anomalies. Could they be birds? I'm not ruling that out, but we can't rule out that these are something else. Maybe drones, maybe something otherworldly, maybe some military exercise. All in all, these are great captures, though.
Yeah, look at this one. These are moving at a really high rate of speed. You can see it from one end to the other. He's hitting it with the laser at points, and then we have the triangular craft. I like this one. Again, really fast rate of speed here, and the formation remains very consistent. You know, again, just looking up in the sky, you capture things that you would have never known that's there. And again, this one's pretty strange if you ask me, because it almost seems like it's almost a gas form, plasmic in its own way. It seems biological. It doesn't seem conventional, any kind of drone or airplane. That one's a weird one. I can't put my finger on it as it traverses behind the trees. So again, a good array of videos captured by the public at night. The Psionics camera actually pulls it off. We're familiar with it in Hawaii, and we're using it, and it could give you a different perspective in the night sky using the Psionics. And we're not getting paid by Psionics. We're just saying it's a good product. And look at what these guys are capturing on pretty much a weekly basis here. So I'm excited. Hopefully we get some more submissions from this email that we received, and we're going to be sharing the original link. Go take a look at his channel. He's got a few pretty cool captures in his archive. So again, thanks for that. Let's get to the next video. The moon and China. There is a space race going on, and what's cool is China kind of just stepped into the game, landing their little rover on the dark side of the moon to investigate what was captured within its lens. A cube spotted on the horizon. Hopefully, just hopefully, here in the next few days, as the rover approaches it, we're going to get a better shot. There have been anomalies that have been captured via satellites and missions to the moon of strange cubes that have been seen on the surface of the lunar ground. Now we're seeing this thing off at a distance, and I'm excited because China is sending their rover to get a closer look. Could you imagine being on the research team in China right now, say, hey, we just landed our lunar rover on the moon and we spotted some anomalous object and we're going to roll towards it? Who knows? Let's hope they don't cut the feed like they do sometimes in NASA, or give some bizarre explanation why we're not getting the footage. I'm excited. Maybe NASA might have another competitor on the block as far as who brings disclosure. Could China bring it? Would they, if they did find anything? Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is pretty cool stuff. It's the ultimate treasure hunt, and there it is, far off in the distance. We don't know what it is. It could be maybe just a pile of rocks, but soon we're going to find out. What's interesting, there's been crashes on the dark side of the moon, and objects have landed on the lunar surface. Could they find some sort of remnants of maybe man-made missions to the moon, or are we looking at something else? The cube, the monolith. We've all seen Stanley Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey. This is interesting stuff, and the monolith theory does live through ufology and the world's curiosity. We're looking at things, anomalies that we've seen from the moon, and we know that it's something maybe not ours. It looks maybe extraterrestrial in nature. I'm not saying that this is that, but we're looking at something that needs to be studied. And again, this is the treasure hunt on the moon right now. Hopefully they come out with something that's going to blow us all away, but we're just going to keep an eye on this.
Absolutely, a real close eye. And what's been spotted in the crater, we're going to really get a good look at it. If China continues to roll forward as they do, they're curious about this object. And what's kind of cool as well is that, again, could it be extraterrestrial in nature? Obviously, if it's not ours, and then something left it there, if it turns out to be some kind of structure that defies anything natural in the environment of the surface of the moon, it sticks out. We're looking at this thing, and definitely if we were researchers and we had our own drone on the lunar surface, I think that would be a good target to go towards, because it's sticking out. But again, I'm asking everybody in this live premiere, do you think China's going to continue to roll the feed? Could they be the disclosure? Again, you bring up an interesting fact there, Brett, that Stanley Kubrick in 2001 Space Odyssey and the monolith mythology and the symbolism behind that whole aspect of the monolith, from the cavemen to it being discovered on the moon. And now we have this, China rolling up towards what looks to be a monolith.
Again, and I do believe it was their bases were on the dark side of the moon too as well. Don't quote me on that, but that's just my theory on it. What's happening here is something that needs to be discovered, and I'm not sure if China's going to reveal it. If they do find something that's earth-shattering, they might just keep it close, and they might not reveal anything and misdirect the community. You can't hold it past them. You never know. It's not NASA. At the same time, NASA, never a straight answer. Is the space agency for China going to act the same way?
Yeah, I'm curious. China's kind of been a newbie to the space, frontier. So let's see how they roll. We're going to, again, keep a close eye. Now, let's get to this.
Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at right now, but this is kind of big. This is absolutely amazing. Holy shit. What am I looking at? Okay, what I'm looking at, it looks like I don't know, like if there was a row of like 50 little lights all right next to each other, and then there's one light in the front and one light in the back that has a tiny little gap. I wish my phone would make this look better.
So this video, as we look at it again, is coming in from a fan. He calls himself the Mayan Spaceman. And what he captured in the night sky, we've received videos on December 2nd. And we can say that they were captured from one end of America to the other, which is quite amazing. And a lot of people saw this phenomenon, but it turns out, in my opinion, and what people are stating, well, as if you believe the major media, that it was Starlink. But in this case, it seems a little interesting that if this is Starlink, the cluster of the satellites themselves are very close in proximity, which could maybe create an illusion of a huge cigar-shaped lit-up craft. But maybe with the technology that Mayan Spaceman captured really brought out the luminance of these satellites to create this brilliant display. Could this be the Starlink built by Elon Musk? Or maybe there's other things that are happening in the sky pretty much at the exact same time. Because this seems in pretty close proximity in our atmosphere. I'm not saying it. This looks like it's in outer space. This seems a little closer. I could be wrong. And according to the Mayan Spaceman, he's kind of interested in what he captured, and he actually gave us a drawing that represents what he saw with his naked eye that night. And this is interesting because as we're looking at it, it resembles a craft, an object, not like multiple lights. We see the ring around his artistic representation. Could this be one craft, or could this be simply the Starlink? Brett, I want to get your thoughts here.
Yeah, you got to hand it off to the Mayan Spaceman for capturing this. Yeah, we did receive a ton of videos that day, and you hear it in the Mayan's description as he's filming this event, and he does describe it as a bunch of orbs seem to be floating, almost connected to each other. And I'm thinking this is the early launch of Starlink, the Elon Musk, where they are kind of more closely connected, the satellites, and later on they kind of stretch out and you don't see them so close to each other. They actually span out for quite some distance where it doesn't look like a train. I can imagine people looking at this and thinking this could be one large object, a cigar shape, or maybe a tic tac, you could say.
Who knows what's going on in the night sky? And I'm glad people are, like the Mayan Spaceman, taking objective to have their eyes and their cameras ready. And that's what it's about. Getting the information out. And I think I concur with you, Brent, that most likely what the Mayan Spaceman captured was the Starlink, being that this was spotted all over the place in the major media. Well, they said it was a Starlink, so I guess we got to believe them. We'll just leave it with that. You just don't know sometimes, and that's the point. And hopefully we could find out together. And we appreciate everybody joining us in this live premiere, and the support's been really helpful over the past week. We appreciate that, everybody. And like I say, as always, if you've captured anything amazing out there, upload that video to social media. Facebook, Instagram, I don't care, TikTok, YouTube, it doesn't matter. Just upload that video and copy paste that link to my email. It's in the description below. We're taking the information and we're getting it out as fast as possible to the public. That's what we do. We're in a whole collaboration with the world. We're not in it by ourselves. We're in it with you. We're all together. Let's get to the truth, everybody. Be safe, Blake Cousins. We'll see you next time.